Sup, my name is Radio 4, the Yu-Gi-Oh! And just like the title says, will another deck like Hat come about this upcoming format? Now, I gotta give a shout out to a friend of mine, Screencasters, because we were talking on Facebook, trying to figure out what Friday's video should be, and he mentioned discussion on custom user-made decks like Hat, Dino Rabbit, etc. Okay, so, since he inspired the idea, I'd like to say thank you, and you guys should check him out as always. So let's go into this. So we know what we are expecting coming up in the following weeks. Breakers of the Shadow, Monarch deck, and then immediately after we get the Raid Raptor set, and then after that we get Gold Series. And Gold Series is going to have some goodies too. They're going to have Giant Hands, so that's going to be circulating throughout the game. And then you also still have Magicians and Cosmos and Magispectors. But what if someone is brilliant enough again to make a deck that completely poops on everything there? Kind of like Hat, kind of like Dino Rabbit, kind of like, I don't know, not the cookie cutter deck that we're used to. And for those who didn't understand what Hat was, you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! While I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I stop you and I beat you down with whatever I can throw at you. I control the game state. It's a control deck. Dino Rabbit, control deck. Are we going to see another control deck rise up from the graves and just get us unexpectedly? Maybe it'll be Infernoid, but with a twist. Or, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. But you know what? Maybe, just maybe, it would be something so out there. Like, if it was some weird hybrid of Fire Fist or something like that. Something from the ground up. And it's kind of hard to say from the ground up, because most things right now are leaning so much to archetypes that I can't 100% say for certain that we're going to see one. I kind of want to say we're not, but at the same time, it's always a possibility. You never know what the player base can invent. We made Hat. I say we because I'm talking as the player base as a whole. But the one guy who did, I can't remember your name, so sorry. But when it comes down to it, things like Hat and Dino Rabbit could easily come in, be surprise factor, no one would see it happening, and then just take over the game state. It happened with Hat, it could happen again. But the way I see it's going to happen, no. I don't think it's going to happen this upcoming format. I think maybe the format after. I think OCG may have its own version of Hat. Not as in Hat itself, but in some kind of user-created deck that will be like, wait, what the hell is that? And then maybe someone here will do the same thing and run with the same idea. But that's just my 2 cents. When it comes down to it completely, it would shake up the whole game state. But the game state is going to be so focused on Performer Pal and Friends that it's going to be difficult for any deck that's not Magispectors, Magicians, or Cosmos, or Monarchs to really get in that inner circle. Maybe Infernoids, maybe some kind of rogue tier deck. But if it's going to be a user-created deck, it's going to have a lot to work through. You're going to have to go against all those matchups, and if even one of those matchups is bad for you, well, thanks for coming out, we'll see you later. But there's plenty of opportunities for this quote-unquote custom user deck to actually rise from wherever Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks rise from. You have the Counter Fairy Pendulum, you have the Trap Tricks card still legal, you have Trap Trick Graphica, you have Infinity coming, you have Utopia the Lightning coming. Everything's setting up for this kind of idea to revive Hat. But maybe it's not Hat we're trying to revive. Maybe it's something else that we can come out with. Maybe it's something completely left field that no one will see coming, and it will just wreck the whole game state. What's your thoughts on it, guys? Do you really think a custom user deck like Hat, in that sense of someone made it from the ground up, I'm ignoring the clock, someone made it from the ground up and took it and ran with it? Or is it something else? Is it completely left field from it? I want to know your thoughts. Do you really think another deck like Hat or Dino Rabbit will pop up out of nowhere, take over the game, not an archetype, it's basically something that's thrown together and then worked on and improved on just to shut down meta? Do you think that's possible? Because I personally do. I really do. Because Anti-Spell Fragrance, the Counter Fairy, the Seldom Notice, these are going to be big cards throughout the game. And there's really no back row hate to the point that outside of Twin Twister that you could really get rid of these cards in an easy way. And it's like, alright, I get rid of your Anti-Spell Fragrance and I get rid of one of your other back rows. But what if it's an artifact back there? You see what happens? See what I mean? So we don't know yet. Maybe someone will come up with something completely left field and it'll happen. But thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoyed the content. I'll see you tomorrow for coffee time. Thanks for watching.